Hi, welcome to the Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen. I'm going to do this mould today. It's very pretty. I can't get the camera any further out. It's zoomed out as far as it'll go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the mould with mica powder. I'm going to use this, what is it, a red, orange, yellow for one of the dragons. And for the other, I'm going to use this green, blue, purple. So this is going to be part of a larger project, which you'll see over the next, I suppose, week or so. Yeah, just get this done. It's a bit of a mess. So what will happen is I'll paint the mould with the mica powders. I'll cover it in black resin, because that will make the colours show up a lot more. You do need to be very careful when you're painting the moulds to make sure you get everything covered. Otherwise it looks a bit patchy and disappointing when it comes out. I always think I've put far too much powder on, and then it turns out I've missed little bits here and there. I'm going to do all this colour first, then I'll do the other side. Make sure I get into all the little detail. Now I know some people use this kind of makeup sponge for painting the moulds. I've never been very successful with it. Don't know why. It's probably just me. Maybe the sponge needs to be damp or something, I don't know, but I just find I personally get better results with the brush. This mould in particular, the dragon has, I don't know how well you can see this, there are kind of like horns, and they're down in here. Can you see that? Hope so. Anyway, previously when I've done this, I do find it quite difficult to get the resin in there, and I have ended up with air bubbles once or twice. So I'm going to try spraying some alcohol in there before I pour the resin this time, and just hope for the best that it doesn't take the powder off the mould. I'm told it won't, but I've been doing resin now for a little over 3 years, and I'm learning something new every day. There are some brilliant YouTubers out there, well worth a watch. Daniel Cooper has the weirdest ideas, but they almost always seem to work, which I think makes his very few failures even funnier. If you don't already follow Tracy at Mini Scenes GB, you really should. She's got some brilliant new backing tracks that she's made herself. Pretty much a must for any crafter to listen to, I think. Okay, so this side isn't too far off done. I still have to get around the edges and make sure everything's completely covered. Then I'll switch to the other colour, and I'll come back to you when it's finished and ready for the resin. Bye! Hi, back again. I've got the resin mixed up. It's starting to get pretty warm actually. I've got roughly 150-ish mils of resin mixed there. For the black, I'm actually going to use the pigment paste again. Got this one from Timu. Oops, bear with me 1 second. I think, no, microphone is on. I do like paste as opposed to mica powder, because it's most mica powder is quite sparkly. Plus I've got more paste than I have powder. I need to get another order in. We'll start with that, see how that mixes in. Probably need a little more, but I'll keep it to one side. Let's get this mixed up first. Don't want to hang around with this getting warm. I mean, looking at it like this, it looks quite opaque, but actually it's not yet. It's going to need a little more. Shouldn't need too much more actually, because it's just for backing anyway, so if it is slightly transparent it isn't going to matter that much. But with a solid colour at the back of chameleon powders, it does generally make the colours brighter. Over there before I get it everywhere again. As I say, this resin is getting quite warm, so it's going to be quite quick. Okay, that's much better. I'm also hurrying because my battery is starting to run very low on my camera. I don't really want to lose the footage. Okay. Let's mix that in a bit. Okay, pop that off to the side. A quick squirt in the horns with some alcohol. I really do want, as far as possible, to make sure those horns are full. I mean, I can always fix them with some, with some UV resin if they don't. If we are missing some bits, but it'd be better to get the whole thing completely done in one shot rather than having to mess about like that. I'm not a massive fan of UV resin, but it does have uses. Okay, so I can already tell the mould is not, it's slightly floppy on the edges here, so I'm going to grab some little bottles, just prop that up there and there, and I had another one here. Okay, I'm just going to have to get something to pop under here as well, because that's tilting over. Yeah, there we go. Oops, completely missed them. I don't know how I managed to do that. That one right up in the tips of the wings. This is very runny. It's a medium viscosity resin, so normally it doesn't flow quite this quickly. Just going to make sure that all the tips of the wings are all filled in, and the tip of the tail. Need to pop a little bit more in there, but I'm going to have to check around and make sure the mold is balanced first. So far so good. See you for the demold. Bye. Hi, back again, ready for the demold. Got everything crossed that the horns came out with the help of the alcohol. Let's see how this goes. See, I've got a little bit of trimming to do here and there where there's been a bit of overspill, but it's not too bad. Okay, pop the mold out of the way. Just little thin pieces that will just, no, that's a bit thicker, so I'll trim that. I don't want to risk breaking off the edges. Okay, moment of truth. That's absolutely brilliant. They came out great. No air bubbles in them at all. I don't know how well you can see that, but previously when I've made it, I've had issues with air bubbles in these horns. Yeah, it worked perfectly this time, so I'm really, really happy with that. I'll trim up little bits, get some photos for you, and hopefully very soon you'll be able to see part 2 of the project. Bye for now.